Dialing power up, crew call starts now. Welcome to the AV Production Bible Podcast, where the real work behind the scenes gets a spotlight. Mick Cables on deck. Let's get to work.
Welcome to another episode of the AV Production Bible Podcast. I'm your host, Mick Cables, and this is my co-host,
Dr. Sock-o-pex. Hi, everybody. We have an exciting episode today, and I hope everybody came ready to learn something.
We sure do. Definitely, if you're new to the industry or have been around a while and just want a little bit more information, we're kicking off a series on signal flow, beginning with audio, and we're starting at the very beginning. What do you think, Doc?
I think a lot of new folks show up on site. They've pushed cases, they've run some cable, and then someone says, "Go help audio." And they're like, help them do what exactly? Basically standing around watching someone else do all the work. And these technicians don't have the time to teach as much as they may even want to. Getting show ready comes first.
Right, and that's the gap we're filling. Because there's a huge difference between being a hand who moves things and being an audio tech who knows things. Okay, so let's start there. What is audio's job? Like in one sentence.
Well, Mike, no short way around it, so buckle in. Audio's job is to make sure every word is understood and every cue plays clean. That's it. Clear speech, no distractions, consistent levels. In corporate AV, you're not doing a rock concert. You're not trying to blow anyone's hair back. You're making sure that when the CEO stands at the podium and says something important, everyone in the room and everyone on the Zoom call hears it clearly.
Right, okay, so it's about intelligibility, not just volume then.
Exactly. I cannot stress this enough. The goal is not loud. The goal is intelligible. If the audio is loud but unclear, if it's boomy, harsh, distorted, it's still wrong. Volume without clarity is just noise. And noise is what gets audio blamed when things go sideways.
All right, Doc, calm down. You got your point across.
Oh, I just get excited about these things.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about what sound reinforcement actually means, because you'll hear that term thrown around a lot.
Yeah, it sounds fancy, but what are we actually doing?
That's a great question, Doc. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Okay, here's the scoop. You're taking a quiet source, usually a person talking, and reinforcing it so the whole room can hear. A human voice doesn't carry far on its own, especially in a big ballroom. So we pick it up with a microphone, run it through a system, and deliver it to speakers placed around the room. We're literally reinforcing the natural sound so it reaches everyone.
Okay, so walk me through the basic chain. Like if I'm brand new to audio, what's the path the sound takes?
Here's the simplest way to remember signal flow. First, you have a source, a mic or playback. Next, you need a signal path, a signal cable like XLR, TRS, or audio over network. That signal path feeds a Stagebox or snake, which is just the bridge from stage to front of house. Then the signal hits the console, where we control level, EQ, and routing. After that, the console sends audio out through outputs, like mains, fills, or monitors. Finally, those outputs feed the speakers, where the audience hears it. Source, signal cable, Stagebox or snake, console, outputs, speakers.
And if something breaks?
You trace the chain. That's where your value starts. If a mic isn't working, you need to be able to say, "I've confirmed the mic is good, the cable is good, the Stagebox is patched, but I'm not seeing signal at the console. So the problem is between the Stagebox and FOH."
So you're not just plugging things in, you're verifying the chain?
Exactly. That's the mindset shift. Now let's talk about the gear families you need to recognize on site. Because if you can't identify what you're looking at, you can't help.
Okay, break it down for us.
Audio gear falls into 3 families: inputs, control, and outputs. Inputs are anything that creates or captures sound. Lavalier mics, those little clip-on mics, handheld wireless mics, podium mics, and goosenecks on lecterns. Playback sources, like laptops or Blu-ray players. DI boxes for converting unbalanced signals. And wireless packs and receivers.
Those are the body pack transmitters and the rack units, right?
Correct. Control is where the signal gets managed. The mixer or console at front of house where the A1 lives. And the Stagebox is on stage where all the stage cables terminate before heading to FOH.
And outputs?
That's where the signal ends up. Main PA speakers covering the room. Front fills. Small speakers at the front of the stage filling in the gap the mains can't cover. Delay speakers further back in the room. Time aligned to the mains. Confidence speakers facing the stage so presenters can hear themselves. And then record and stream feed outputs going to cameras or encoders.
So if I can walk into a ballroom and identify those three families, inputs, control, outputs, I'm already ahead of most day call labor.
Way ahead. Now let's talk about what an A2 actually does, because this is where people get confused. What separates an A2 from a stagehand who happens to be working on audio?
I'm guessing it's not just move what they tell you to move.
Not even close. An A2 pulls cable clean and safely. No kinks, no knots, proper coiling, clean tape jobs at crossings. Power and signals stay organized. They don't cross unless they have to. And when they do, they cross at 90 degrees.
And labeling. I feel like labeling is huge.
Labeling is everything. Channels on the console, packs in the rack, receivers, snake ends. If it plugs into something, it gets a label. Why? Because when something breaks during show and the A1 says, swap channel 12, you need to know exactly which cable that is without guessing.
What else?
An A2 builds mic kits, checks batteries, and stages spares. You're not waiting for something to fail. You're building redundancy before doors. Fresh batteries in every pack. Backup mics tested and ready. Spare cables staged where you can grab them fast.
And during show?
During show, an A2 watches wireless. You're not mixing. That's the A1's job. You're babysitting RF. Watching for dropouts, checking battery levels, reporting issues early, not after the mic dies, not after the client notices. You catch it early and fix it quietly.
That's what makes you a real audio guy. You're not reactive, you're proactive.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about what the A1 does, because as an A2, you need to understand what you're supporting.
So the A1 is the lead audio tech, right?
Right. The A1 builds the plan. Patch list, signal flow diagram, RF plan, speaker layout. They're thinking through the entire system before a single cable gets pulled. Then, during show, the A1 runs the console. They're mixing the room, managing outputs and feeds, making live decisions, balancing levels, applying EQ, managing feedback, making sure every feed, house, stream, record, confidence, sounds right.
So here's a good way to think about it. The A1 is driving, the A2 is making sure the car doesn't fall apart.
Perfect analogy. The A1 can't be everywhere at once. That's why you exist. You're the A1's hands, eyes, and insurance policy.
Okay, so mindset shift time. What separates hands from department?
It's simple. You're not just moving things anymore. You're verifying things. If you touch it, you label it. If you run it, you test it. If you change it, you tell the A1. No surprises, no assumptions. No, I thought it was fine. You check, you confirm, you communicate.
That's the difference between labor and department. Labor moves what they're told to move. Department thinks about what they're moving and why.
Exactly. Now let's talk about what the client actually notices. Because most clients don't understand audio, but they absolutely notice when it's wrong.
Oh, they notice all right. What are we talking about though?
Mic cutting out mid-sentence, squealing feedback during Q&A, buzzing or humming on confidence speakers, harsh distortion when someone gets too loud, uneven levels between panelists, one person loud, one person quiet, and the big one. We can't hear them on Zoom, even if the room sounds fine.
And all of those are preventable?
100% preventable if you do your job right. Your job, your entire job, is preventing these problems before doors open. You're not there to fix problems during show. You're there to make sure problems don't happen.
All right, so let's do a quick test. If I'm on an audio crew, what questions should I be able to answer instantly?
Here's the standard. What mic is on the CEO? What channel is it? Where does that feed go? Where is the backup mic, and is it ready? If you can answer those 4 questions without hesitation, you're paying attention. You understand the system. You're ready to help.
And if you can't answer them?
Then you're not ready. You're just standing there. Which brings us to the minimum ready-to-help skill set. Let's run through it.
Okay, what's first?
First, identify the common cables. XLR, quarter-inch, NL4, Cat5, or Cat6. You need to know what they're for and where they go. XLR is balanced audio. Mics, line level, console outputs. Quarter-inch is instrument level or speaker level, depending on the connector type. NL4 is speaker cable. Cat5 or Cat6 is network audio. Dante, AES50, whatever digital protocol the system uses.
Second,
Do a basic line check with the A1. Know how to speak into a mic, listen for confirmation, and swap to the next channel cleanly. No chatter. No testing 1, 2, 3. Just channel 1 lav, channel 2 handheld. Clean and fast.
third,
Swap a mic, swap a cable, swap a battery without creating a new problem. This sounds simple, but I've seen A2s create 3 new problems while trying to fix 1. You mute before you unplug. You test before you unmute. You confirm with the A1 before you walk away.
and fourth,
Communicate in clean callouts. Not, hey, I think something's wrong. You say, channel 12 lav is dropping, showing RF low. I'm swapping batteries now. Problem identified. Cause identified. Solution in progress. The A1 hears that and knows you've got it handled.
All right, so now that we've covered what audio does and what makes someone useful on an audio crew, let's actually walk through the signal itself. How does audio physically move through a system?
That's exactly where we're going next. Signal Flow 101.
All right, that concludes this episode. Drop in the comments if you guys like what you're hearing so far. Let us know if you'd like the podcast to be longer. I mean, I can make this an hour. It can be 30 minutes. But if 10 to 12 minutes seems like enough per episode, let us know in the comments. If there's any specific topics you guys want to hear, feel free. This isn't just my show.
We want this to be the AV Community's show. So hit that thumbs up button, slap the bell, and look out for us next Friday at 5 p.m. Until then, we'll see you on the next one.
That's it for now. No grand finale. Hit subscribe and slap that notification.